If you got game, what you supposed to say then?
Not say I don't got no game. Like, shit, my game was good enough to get you, so act right.
Alright, so there you go.
Nah, that's not what you said, though.
That's exactly what you just said.
That's what I said. What did you say?
I don't know what I said no more.
Yeah, you said I don't got game. I'm surprised I was able to fool you.
Alright, what's wrong with that?
Oh my god.
If you ain't got game, right?
Today's episode is called Simp, and we're gonna talk about what simping is like.
No, we need to have an episode about Simp.
Because that shit is crazy.
We need to have an episode about Simp.
No, that shit is crazy. That's crazy.
People be like, girl, you a simp. Yeah, she was like, girl.
Sipping the caviar.
Sipping.
Simping all over the world. Who we are. No.
I'm thirsty. Thirsty and simp synonymous? I'm asking you.
What?
Are thirsty and simp synonymous?
No.
They're not?
No, not at all.
You sure?
Positive, that's not the same thing.
I'm gonna ask the world this question. They gonna say
thirsty and simp are not the same. Thirsty be like you just really want some shorty. And simp is you not. Simp could be you got shorty, but you just act all crazy, like you just do too much. Or simp can be like you don't got shorty and still be doing too much. Like thirsty is be like I really want shorty.
Alright.
That's thirsty. Simp is something totally different.
So you just explained simp. The second version of simp that you explained was thirsty.
No, thirsty, you don't have to do a whole lot. Thirsty is like, damn, shit, look, I really want that. Like, you could be on
Some niggas call that simping, bro.
That's not simping.
I agree, but some people like,
they don't know what they're talking about. That's not simping. Thirsty and simping is different, bro.
White people change the definition of simp.
Simp would be like
white ass pimp.
Yeah, like simp would be like you just kind of like you white like you might even have the girl in this situation. You might have the girl, but you got a girl who's just like who you cherish way more than you cherish yourself, and you do way too much for. Like you do way more than what she'll ever do for you, type shit.
That's called real love, bro.
Whoa!
You ain't supposed to love someone else more than you love yourself. You done talking to me?
This podcast is over for started.
How?
Because of you.
We had great movies to talk about.
No, we don't now.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta talk about simple things in life.
Like orange juice?
But you thirsty. That's great.
You ever been called thirsty before?
Oh, yeah.
You think you've been thirsty?
Oh, hell yeah. Thirsty? Shit, I had a girl call me thirsty one time and I told her to give me something to drink.
I said come back.
I said to give me something to drink. She was like, wow. She laughed. She was like, you got that.
But then she called you a simp because you gave her a compliment.
I ain't giving her a compliment.
See? Huh?
That's not giving her a compliment. So I said,
in your brain, it is. You give her a compliment because you say that she's worth drinking.
Oh?
Yes. That's your logic. That's how you be flipping shit back around on people.
No.
Yes, it is. We introduce a podcast.
No, I'm done. I'm not introducing nothing. I'm saying the whole time. I'm like this the whole time. Yeah.
You do that normally, though.
Yeah, I'll do it now, though.
Make sure I remember. Fred.
No. How?
Please, like 5 minutes.
Stop professional. Stop professional.
professional, nigga. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got it.
Episode 170 of Clean Dishes Podcast. I hope everyone's doing good this morning. It is Saturday. It's partly cloudy outside.
Chance of rain.
97 degrees. Ooh, 91, my bad. It's 12:36 p.m. Saturday, July 31st. Yeah.
You was so dumb, bro. I swear. Yo, we warming up, dog. What you doing?
We warming up already.
We warming up.
Talking for these like 3 minutes.
Yo, don't fuck up the feng shui. Can you say it? Is that a song, right? Don't fuck up the feng shui. Don't fuck up the feng shui. That's right, right? I'm not Trump, right? That's right?
That's Tupac, nigga.
No, I ain't no Tupac.
You right,
it's don't fuck up the feng shui.
Don't fuck up the feng shui. It is kick.
Okay, yes, got one. Don't fuck up the feng shui.
Right, I need you to do your part.
You missing the hum, though. That's the best part. I'm trying to masterize.
No, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let you
masterize.
I'm
trying to masterize the hum.
Starting now. You got it.
Fuck the feng shui. That's you, bro. That's what you do. But you already know who this is. Mr. Fantastic bounce back like last. Okay. Oh, Lord.
Yo, keep going.
Oh, Lord have mercy, y'all. Y'all need to watch the video of this episode. Right? He got real hype. I was introducing this was going to nod his head, and the whole headphones flipped off his shit. He told that his back.
Why did this bitch Bluetooth?
Yup. Oh my god. Yo. You already know what it is, Mr. Fantastic. Tap, and I'm here with the homie Tal.
No, start over.
It's Mr. Fantastic, that's back like elastic, don't melt because it's not plastic. And I'm here with the one and only
Thomas.
AKA. Okay, we good. We good.
You got for me. It's your fault.
Pause.
No, it's not a pause. That's not a pause. That's hella crazy.
That is now.
No, it's not.
You ever heard somebody say that before?
Rub that for me? Yeah, that's a normal thing. But saying pause to that?
Yeah.
No.
You never?
No.
You never heard someone say it? Never mind.
No, I didn't hear this. No. Rubbing off?
Yeah, they just say rubbing off on me, but oh wow.
I didn't hear it when women talk about it. All right. Episode 170 of Clean Dishes. Fred, how you doing today?
It's just fantastic. No, like, but okay, what's going on?
Also, you can redeem yourself on that one, though.
I did it again, and you stumbled after it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I fucked up then.
We're one more time. Over again.
Whole thing. All right.
You gonna go?
No, are we starting from the top or just?
All right. It's Mr. Fantastic. Bounce back like elastic. Don't melt because it's not plastic. I'm here with the one and only
Thomas.
AKA.
Just Thomas.
AKA.
Mahogany Drake.
AKA.
Oh, Tommy.
AKA.
That's it.
Ooh, that's it, Thomas. I like that. I'm fucking with that one. That's it, Thomas. Oh, that's it, Thomas. That's the new drop.
Where do you get this energy from?
Where do you not be getting it from?
I have my energy consistently at like a good even keel.
That's not an even below 100.
Nah, it's a spike.
It's a spike of water.
You ever had a spike punch at a prom or some shit? I was playing white high school.
I feel like it's only spiked if you don't know there's alcohol in it. Is that how it works?
It's still spiked.
Oh, I thought spike was like I guess. I mean, like not at prom.
Yeah, neither have I.
But I've had like jungle juice, and that's usually like Kool-Aid with like a whole bunch of alcohol in it.
I wonder how much damage that does to your kidneys.
Jungle juice?
Yeah.
I guess alcohol in general probably does a lot of damage.
Wait, did they put cocaine in your jungle juice or no?
No, you put it in your nose.
Alright. Same thing, technically.
Your kidney and your nose the same thing?
No, as far as like how the cocaine was in there.
Okay.
You tried it. You tried it. You tried it. I guess the headphones say what's up back.
It's okay.
We should be so okay.
I said it's okay.
Anyway.
It's right, that's right. Anyway, it's okay. Good.
It's a beautiful day. So,
In the neighborhood?
that too. You think Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
He's like, it's a beautiful day to be neighbor. Beautiful day to be neighbor.
How was your week, bro?
How would you feel?
How was your week?
You thought Mr. Rogers was a gangbanger.
I didn't know how your week was, though.
But you bought Mr. Rogers. I'm telling you about Mr. Rogers. I ain't gonna talk about something else.
That's honestly one of my favorite points that I don't think I do often enough is to bring up a point and try to like go over it. I know that you gonna like talk about it, but I'm like, no, let's go over and go over it. And you're like, nah, like this is an interesting, intriguing, and
it's okay. English. We don't always have to English.
Why we tongue tied today?
We don't have to do English. We don't have to English. Tongue tie Tommy.
No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Yo, yes, today is tongue tie. That's how you are messing it up. Yes.
We're like 2 for 2 though, ain't we?
Cool. What do you mean?
You messed up twice, I messed up twice.
No, we're not 2 for 2.
How we got 2 for 2?
You messed up on your name, and then you messed up on the
just now.
No, you messed up before that.
You wouldn't test me in double in the intro. You trying to introduce your name,
right? Then I introduced me, and then you went and you messed up trying to say your names, and then when you were trying to do
but the names I didn't give myself, but yeah, you're right.
No.
All right, what was the other one? What was the other 5 you tried
before?
To put together?
I didn't say 5.
I'm trying to.
There was one before this last one you just did, and there was this one.
What number you at right now, then?
Like 17.
How'd you be, bro?
It was good. It was busy, real busy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Was you directing airplanes?
It felt like it.
You think directing airplanes is a busy job?
Hell yeah.
It's not like what's one?
Like air traffic control? Or
yeah,
like,
air traffic control.
Yeah, it's hard. I hear that's actually a hard job. Because you gotta be very attentive. You gotta be like, oh, here, there. Like, you like.
I feel like the planes would have to drive for you. Like, if I'm going.
Nah, because they can't see each other.
You talking in the sky?
Yeah. I'm talking about like. I'm talking about air traffic control. Usually you sitting in a tower and you like, XXR3's driving this way. Like,
I'm talking about like on the ground where they be having the.
The cones?
Yeah, the cone dudes.
No, I don't think that's necessarily air traffic control. I think it's something different.
It's ground traffic control?
I don't know what that's called. But I thought air traffic control was usually when you sat in the tower.
You are right. I think it's weird. I think that's another I think that they give information to the pilots and to the ground guys too.
That's what I thought.
I think you're right.
I don't know how hard. It's probably scary because you're in front of all these big ass planes, and you gotta make sure you're always in a visible distance.
That is
in a visible place, and you gotta make sure nothing coming and stuff. I feel like
you get hit by a plane.
Part of me feels like because a plane is so big and because of the amount of wheel, it only has but like 2 wheels on the ground.
Three wheels,
my bad. Yeah, 3 wheels on the ground. So to get ran over by, I feel like it's kind of like, damn, that's kind of dumb. How'd you get ran over?
Nah.
But on the flip side, it'd be like, but it's a big ass plane, and you probably froze up like, oh shit, a big ass plane. But it's like getting ran over by a tricycle. You kind of would be like, how'd you get ran?
A tricycle?
Because the idea that there being 3 wheels, like there's just 3 wheels, bro. Like, yo, you just got dodge, like, and they kind of like it, damn near like it's like these 2 and this 1. And they're not moving a billion miles an hour at the time they're moving them. They're not like going super fast. Like you could damn near walk away, but all right, let me get the way.
I need a documentary on how they went from them big ass wheels to like small wheels. Cause like,
did they ever have big ass wheels on the planes?
Not planes, the bikes. My bad, I went a different direction.
Okay, I was like, what? Oh, okay, yeah. Cause at one point they used to be like this, yeah. Like you were doing a wheelie almost. Cause the big wheel on the front. I thought that was just a brand of John called Big Wheel.
No.
I thought that was because they always had regular tricycles with the regular wheels.
Yes.
And then you had the big wheel, which when you sat down, it was like
yeah.
That was a special kind of thing. It wasn't like it was that random thing.
But that was like the first rendition. Not the first rendition. That was like the first like couple sets of bikes they had. And then they went from that to being like, you know what, we make this smaller.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, in general. Okay.
Yeah. So how do you go from that big thing to like, oh yeah, let's make this condensed and modernized.
I don't know, because I mean, they still have some bikes like that with a big ass wheel. So you like,
yeah, I do.
I don't know how you stop them things. Like, I don't know if the brake system is the same or what. Like, yeah.
So the pedal backwards or something. I don't know. You can't pop a wheelie in that thing.
You probably die. Like, you probably pop a nosy. Like,
maybe a Tron circus dude to be popping wheelies in that.
You would have to have immaculate balance because these big ass wheels in the back, the big wheel in the front. You be like this, and you automatically like way upside down. You have to get in the front of it and push her forward like this, like like, oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, them jumps. They look like they were fun though. I ain't gonna front. They look like they were fun to ride.
Nah, I feel like you said, you gotta have really balance. Cause I feel like there's so much weight in the front, and it's kind of like one bad move. Like you try to make a quick right turn, you falling over.
Yeah. Fast. I remember my cousin learning how to ride a bike. I remember being there for that. You know how to ride a bike, right?
Yes, I know how to ride a bike.
Some people don't.
I was remembering how I learned how to ride a bike.
How'd you learn how to ride a bike?
No, you first. I'm telling you my stories first.
I was regular.
No, what happened? Mine was regular too, as far as my mind goes.
Like, I was outside. It was just multiple times being outside. My parents used to use my mom and dad, and like some of my friends would be outside learning to ride bikes. My sisters had bikes; they would ride them, and we would ride their bikes. And so like that, my sister had this white bike with like this pink seat. And I was learning to ride. It wasn't nothing special. Like, I don't have things like stories like that. A lot of those kind of stories like, man, riding bikes is crazy.
You happy home ass nigga. Yeah, that's how it is.
You mad as shit, y'all. Yeah. I know your Jones, there was a gun involved. You had he had a gun to his back. You gonna ride this bike, ride or die. He's like, oh shit.
My dad, he said I want to get it, so he grabbed my face and grinded on the gate. He's like, "So you was afraid of?" I was like, ah. They ain't that.
I was like, damn.
Nah. You still know how to ride a bike, Ken? You still know how to ride a bike? I taught him how to ride a bike.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh snap! Dang, get him back for his birthday at one point.
I think he did.
I remember reading at the birthday party sometimes.
Yeah. I remember he had got a bike, and I was like, "You know how to ride a bike?" He was like, "Nah." I was like, "Oh, I'm about to teach him." Yeah.
That's what I'm like. Can you swim?
Can who swim? Yeah. I think so.
You can swim?
All right, cool. Got something to come to.
Damn. That's cool. Y'all can learn together though. That's dope.
I drowned. Do you not listen to the last episode?
You can undrown.
That's what being on the surface is. Now I get my quick story of me riding my bike. So my stepdad, Robert, that's his name. He taught me how to ride a bike. So much props to him because he had enough patience dealing with me. I know I was a handful. So I had a blue bike. It was like my favorite bike in the world, bro. Like I love that bike. That bike was so old. After a while, for me popping wheels on it so much, the handlebars would just dip down. And so imagine you riding your bike while it's up, whatever, and then like you just relaxing your arms, and the handlebars would go down. So you still riding your bike, but the handlebars are like upside down.
Oh, because it was slipping. Oh,
yeah. So we had to tighten up the middle part of the handlebar. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. So he was teaching me how to ride this bike, right? So the bike, I had this bike from when I was learning how to, I had training wheels too.
Okay.
And so what my uncle did was we took one training wheel off. I had one. We took the other one off, and I was like, I'm not riding it no more.
Wait, you had a bike with one training wheel?
Yeah. So it came with two. We took one off, so you like get my balance or whatever. Then took the other one off. Black people, bro. I don't know why we took one off and left the other one on there.
Yeah, I don't remember that being a thing. I remember taking training wheels off the bike.
I remember I saw that Walmart recently where like they had one training wheel on the bike. Like I said, I don't know black people, but it's what it is. And so my uncle, I think my uncle one point trying to teach me whatever, but he was like, yo, he ain't getting it. And my dad was like, yo, I'll take care of it. And so he was teaching me how to ride a bike, and I remember like him guiding me, and then when he would let go, I would just like run right to the gate and start like, that was so dramatic. I'm like, that's like rolling on the gate and shit. But I wasn't being dramatic. I run to the gate and I'm trying to like not to like harm myself by getting more handlebars twisting around, hitting my stomach. I flipped over the bike. It was bad, bro. Because my grandma's sidewalk was like, it wasn't small, but it's like grass to the left, a little bit of grass, and like straight to the right. Yeah, so like I had to go straight. Man, I remember like we did it for a good like I'm gonna say maybe 2 hours, just going back and forth. Him teaching me, he's like, all right, like keep going.
Yeah. And
I was like, nah, I didn't want to do it no more. So I'm like, I keep fucking up. Then eventually we got it, and I'm free. I don't know if he was decided like me looking back on it now. I'm like, he should have ran a lap of how happy he was. I know he was like, finally, this is what finally gets it. Like, I don't have to keep doing this shit no more. Because once you get it, you get it. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to like, no one has to be like, oh, me hold you so you can ride this bike. Once you like get the balance down pat, you good.
Yeah, man.
But everything between A and B, I was getting fucked up. I was running gates, running beehives, getting hit by ants. Like, it was crazy.
Beehives?
Yeah, but yeah.
I was like, damn, really? I was like, maybe there was really beehives.
There wasn't a beehive at grandma's house. That's
maybe there really was beehives.
Nah, but I had that bike for a long time. I had that bike for Jesus, maybe 10 years. That's stretching. Okay,
so I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I know I didn't get the bike riding on the first try. I know that much. I know we rode bikes multiple times. Usually my dad and my mom would be outside with us, and my sister. It was like four of us. There'll be usually 4 to 5 of us.
Let me guess. When you cracked, it was like, oh, "Come here, baby, we got you. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay." They hugged you and shit.
Nah, it'd be like if I was running, like, yo, like. You extra, like you being extra, like come on, like you gotta get back up now. Come on now.
Make sure your family having love and shit.
I don't remember. I remember a few times of falling, but the times I remember falling on the bike aren't from when I was on train, because I feel like we did it early. So I don't remember.
I didn't fall while I was on training wheels.
But no, the times I remember it was all training wheels. I remember like everybody, I think at one point in time in their life, at least had the time where that curve was uneven, or that and your wheel didn't go.
You usually get catapulted off the bike. Man,
I remember that happening to me. I went to my cousin Bill, used my tricycle drawings, like big wheels. He tried to ride this big wheel like up a tree. I never forget this. There was a tree on our block, and he tried to ride up, like show us he could ride up a pretty high
tree.
Like not ride all the way up a tree, like he could get pretty high up and then come back down. I swear he did. And he did get up there. I was like, holy shit.
Get up what?
The tree.
How?
Like the bike was full throttle on the tree. And then I don't know how, but the bike moved. The bike was gone. And I remember him like coming back down when he was coming down his street, just scraping on the tree like, shh. I'm like, oh. And then he had to go and get go in the house and get band-aids and stuff like that. And we stopped bike riding outside for a little bit. Cause he was at the bottom of the tree, the base of the tree still. And the tricycle got up like that, but just from trying to go up, and you can't. Somehow the bike came down, and he went forward, and he hit his chin on the tree like, I was like, damn. And I remember that should be bad, bro. His chin was all scraped up and shit.
Kids is dumb, bro. Yeah. Kids are not dumb. They just do things in the moment, and they don't think about the consequences, and I like that. But it's like, once you do what you did, things have to reset.
Yeah, you gotta kind of learn. You gotta. That's the key part. That's where the dumb part comes in. Is when they don't learn from it. That's the dumb part.
You got the tree. I'm happy for you, but you do know once you go up, you have to come back down.
Yeah, bro. I mean, he didn't get high. He didn't get high up on the tree, but the idea of
you made it seem like he rode up this tree. His bike was parallel. He kept pedaling to the point where
as soon as it got parallel to the tree. But as a kid, you're like, whoa, like he's riding up a tree. It was some Bobby's World shit because he was on his little joint. He went up. And the jaw came down. And
man said Bobby's World. Hell yeah. I
was like, ooh. It was so funny, bro. I was like, this dude was crazy.
I remember the time I stuck a pencil in my ear. But I made sure I can get it out before I went and looked for shapes. So, did I ever tell that story?
The time you put the lead in your ear was scared. Yeah. Oh, you told me that story.
I used to keep track of the stories I be telling and shit.
You got a lot of, cause you got a lot of crazy stories that would make me say you was a dumb kid. Like I don't know
why you not sharing your story. That's my problem.
Cause my stories aren't like that. I had parental advisory. I don't know what you were doing.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
I wasn't like that at school.
Sacrificing being smart, bro.
What's the sacrifice? Pencil in your ear or not having those dumbass stories?
Pencil in my ear.
I have dumb stories. My dumb stories all take place in the house, and my dumb stories were. See, I was a book smart kid. But I was a stupid kid.
Alright, nigga.
I was like, very stupid.
So you could easily could do some shit like, y'all thought that if I smashed my face in a book, I would read the book faster. That could have been dope, bro. But no, you don't have creativity, imagination like that.
No, so I wasn't dumb like that. I was dumb.
You're not dumb, bro.
I was dumb in what I said.
Yeah, I can.
I was a dumb. What you say, kid, was dumb. Like, not dumb like that. Logic don't make sense. I mean, dumb like, why would you say those set of words together? Like, I was that kid. Like, why would you say these words together?
Like what?
Okay, so I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I used to run around the house. I can remember doing this.
Don't get in trouble.
Huh?
Don't get in trouble. I don't know where the story's going, so I don't know. If I don't want your mom calling you like, don't be telling the story no more.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I would often say, that's my mom, she could vouch for this. I would often be like, I would randomly be like, look at you like, nipples and pasta cats.
Oh, you was that one thing.
Tourette's? Is that what you know? Kinda. Like, no, obviously not Tourette's, but no, not Tourette's. No.
It's Tourette's.
I didn't have Tourette's, but you wouldn't be wrong. But you wouldn't be wrong for thinking that at that point in time, because I was definitely crazy.
Can you grow up with Tourette's?
I don't know, but I know I definitely had some stupidity. I had strong stupidity. That's how I had that, because I would definitely just randomly be yelling at shit for whatever reason. For whatever reason, bro. Like, or like I would do dumb shit. Like I'd be all the time playing with the cat. I was young. I put curious. Put a clothespin on his tail, and when I say this cat ran in the fastest set of circles I've ever seen completed in my life, he was like, and it looked like it. Thinking back, it almost like the Tasmanian devil. Yeah. Because you can see that, and you can see. All I can see is cat, wood piece, cat, wood piece, because the wood clothespin. And I remember I'm gonna reach in my hand and get it.
Oh no!
And why did that? It almost looked like bro, it's like sticking a pencil in a sharpener. I came back with the thing and my fingers was missing. Like it was bad, bro. Like
I hate that animals do that. I understand. Like
what you mean?
Like when they're frenzied, they're panicking, they're in pain. They like there's no helping that cat. Like you have to like you have to hurt the cat to help the cat, and I don't like that.
Oh no! I just put my hand in. And he stopped. He's like he's trying to get it off, and he sees my hand is on his tail. He feels pain and sees my hand now, so he think I'm hurting him. Not got the thing off his tail, and he was like, I'm like, oh shit! Yeah. I was definitely like a dumb kid. Like I didn't do a whole lot of like. I wasn't a violent kid, so I didn't do a whole lot of fighting and stuff like that. Like a whole lot. But like, I was a crier. Like I cried a lot. I cried a lot for a long time. I cried a lot. Like you could be like, we could be playing. You could hit me. I'd be like, oh okay, whatever, we're playing. You be like, you fat, but I would start crying, bro. Like I was a crier. Like I cried. Like, the second I knew you did something because you intentionally planned on hurt. Not like you intentionally hurt my feelings. I would cry.
I remember you said that. And I was like, that kind of makes sense.
Like if I knew you intentionally hurt me, I would cry. Yeah. And I would cry like a bitch. It wasn't like, some niggas cry like, they get mad. I would just cry like, ooh, my feelings. Like, yeah, I was bad, bro. I was bad.
That's your villain origin story?
Yeah. I remember I was salty one time because one time this dude threw this piece. I don't know what it was to this day. Some kids my mom's babysitting. This dude threw I don't know what it was he threw, but it was something kind of hard. It was small and it was hard as shit.
You gonna say some rubble? Okay.
Yeah, it was bigger than that. Almost like an acorn. It was probably the size of an acorn. But it was real dense, really heavy. And he threw it and it hit me square in my chest and I couldn't breathe. And I cried for like 3 hours, bro. That shit, I said, The thing was, I think it hit me. I was like, ooh, like as soon as it hit, bro, I ain't even laying down. It was like,
You thought you got shot?
No, I know I didn't get shot. I knew through something at me, but I was just like, I just cried.
No, that happens though. I was a dramatic kid at one point.
I was super dramatic, very sensitive. I was very sensitive. That's what I was. I was very sensitive.
Still crying now. My bad.
For different reasons, that's sad. But no, I remember crying because I didn't want to. I had to catch the bus by myself, and I was kind of scared. My mom was like making me go to somewhere I didn't want to go.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go by myself. I remember crying a lot, and she was like, "You better go." But she made me go. It ended up not being bad, but I remember not wanting to go. Like I remember being a lot of instances where I didn't want to be somewhere, didn't want to have to go somewhere, and I was forced to go. I will say I had a lot of that growing up. A lot of like, you're going to go here. You're going to go do this.
Like, I don't want to though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I don't think.
I think it's part of being a kid though.
Part of me thinks that, like, because there's sometimes where I know, like, okay, like, there's a difference between you like not wanting to go somewhere because you just don't like it here. Mm-hmm. Versus you being afraid for your life and being forced to go.
Oh yeah, that's different.
You being afraid to go somewhere. You being afraid to have to go do things by yourself. You being like mentally afraid and them forcing you to go do it against your will. That's
especially
different.
If you're going solo dolo, I'd be kind of
I was like 10. I was like, no, that's not true.
You went older than 10, were you?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember how old I was.
We'll go with 10 then.
I remember how old I was. I was at sports camp. I couldn't have been 10. I had to be older than 10. But I didn't want to go by myself because I had already dealt with situations before, and I didn't like that. Like having to be some certain place by myself. But like it wasn't. But it was more like a matter of like you just got used to doing things by yourself. Like
yeah. And
so it was one of those things. So it wasn't like a fear, like fear for my life. I was just afraid. And those people were like, no, like you've been on a bus with me plenty of times. I was like, go, and I ended up going, and yeah, it was a necessary change. Like there was a couple times where you had to go. I think that is part of it is growing up. Like part of it is growing up, but then another part of it is like your parents really not giving a fuck about how you feel. I think a bigger part of it is your parents like you gonna have to learn.
I feel like it sucks. That's part of parenting. Is like I don't care how you feel, but at the same time it's like, excuse me, I have to explain to you why I don't care how you feel. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I should get that as an adult. I get that.
No, that sounded crazy, but it did.
I was like, no.
I still stand by it. It's idea of like you have to reassure your kid it's gonna be okay. Like
yeah,
your anxiety and your problems are valid, but it's gonna be okay because A, B, and C. I think that's like the basis of parenting is. Mm-hmm. But parents, like especially black parents, just like I don't give a fuck how you be feeling, get your ass and do what I ask you to do.
Yeah, I will say my parents never cursed at me, never did that per se. Mm-hmm. But it was. Like yeah, I definitely say I didn't get that aspect of it, but they were just because a lot of it I will admit to was just me being overly sensitive, like just overly sensitive about things, overly like, and that was part of why I didn't want to go because I knew I was more afraid of being teased and harassed and not knowing what to do about that because I wasn't taught how to handle those types of situations, never was, and so in the process of that, you grow this fear comes this kind of you got had a fear of like going out on your own, and doing your own thing. And so, like, because you were afraid of those kind of consequences and stuff. But once I think that moment, I remember taking that trip and then being like, oh, it wasn't that bad. And I started going more frequently by myself and stuff like that to that. And then I started going more places by myself. And after that, I was like, I was out there. Like, I think that was the backfire because like
you can't keep him home now.
Nah, I can't keep him home. Like now he's like always out. He's always out and about. He's always doing his own thing. Like yeah, I'm out of here. Like yeah, it was crazy.
That's fun.
But it was yeah. But anyway, I don't know how we got there. But yeah.
It's funny, I was just thinking now, I was like, how are we going to this topic? It's a good topic, though. It kind of connects to what we're talking about next. Yeah. But it's a good topic, though.
Yeah.
So, wait, are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Had a solo moment, but yeah. So, we went going to the movies. We ended up going to a movie theater. Went to, should we shout them out or no? Let's do it. I'm just saying so. Went to Alamo Roadhouse.
Alamo Draft House?
Alamo Draft House, thank you.
I was like Roadhouse.
We went to the Alamo Draft House. We went to go see the movie Ode. It's directed by M. Night.
Man, that shit Ode.
It's directed by M. Night Shyamalyan. Screenplay was written by M. Night Shyamalyan. Graphic novel written by Pierre Oscar Levy and Frederick Peters. Starring Gail Garcia Bernard, Vicky Creeps, Ruth Swells, Abby Lee, King Loon, Nikki Akmuk Bird. If I mispronounce any of their names, I do apologize.
What are you doing with me?
I hope so. A family headed to a resort for a family vacation. While at the resort, the manager suggests they head to a secluded area and enjoy the view. The secret that lies on the side of the beach will change things in time. So, I start off the big point of you didn't enjoy this movie. I like this movie. Part of it may be because I thought the movie was gonna be ass, but I thought it was pretty solid, especially for M. Night Shyamalan. I thought it was pretty good.
I don't think I said. Yeah. Okay.
You said it was trash. You said you.
Well, I always say something's trash, and I go back and explain, but no.
No, you didn't say it was trash. I mean, be straight up.
I usually go, it's trash. Like, no, before this one I didn't like. For me, in watching this movie, I thought the premise, like the idea behind the movie, like the concept, and the reason why what was happening, the why behind it, and so the why behind the movie, like why everything was happening, and how they were utilizing what was happening, what they were using it for. I thought that was like holy shit, like that was dope.
For real?
That was dope to me. The why behind the movie, why everything that was happening, and because even though I'm not the person to really be able to deduce if that was real or if that's a realistic way for something to happen. It felt like it could be, and that to me is good enough.
You bought that reasoning.
Yeah, I bought that. I bought it. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? I buy that. And then
same.
And then how the people who decided we're going to take advantage of this resource. I thought that was dope. I was like, that's kind of true because you could get a lot more done doing it that way. And I was like, damn, that's real.
Yeah.
But to me, what made the movie not as great to me was some of the acting, and it just felt off. Like it just this is the first time I've seen something was like it felt off. It just didn't feel like some of it I wasn't buying. Like I couldn't buy some of the acting at times, and at very vital times too. I just couldn't buy it. It just was like no, like this isn't like that's I don't know, something about that was off for me.
So in the first 5 minutes, I definitely was like this. I agree the acting did feel off. In the first 5 minutes, I was like this feels weird. Yeah, I saw the husband. He was in Mozart in the Jungle, which is on Amazon Prime. I love that show. And he was in there. I was like, oh, like he's pretty solid of an actor. And then I got kind of used to how they acted in general because the kid's timing was kind of off, the mom timing was kind of off, and she had an accent too. So I was like, it felt awkward.
Okay, so and it's funny you say it because when I was on Twitter, someone else that one of my friends actually I follow, they had saw the movie, and the first thing they said about like the acting was not good, and I was like, wow, okay. So I'm not tripping. The acting was off. Like the acting
was off.
And I'm not gonna say everybody, not everybody, but when you have such a small cast, it only takes the acting's only as good as weak and late kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? When you have such a small cast, it's like damn, like it threw it off, and it wasn't always off. Cause at some point it got better,
right?
But it was off enough for me. It was off enough for you to be like, this requires a deduction of points. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're giving points, this requires a deduction for that.
So maybe, all right, spoiler alert. Getting close to spoiler alert, so listen with care. Maybe that played into the part of how the family operated. Because remember, the family themselves, they have...
It wasn't just that.
Oh, was it?
No. Even, like, okay, who else did I not like it? Actually, no, he was good. Everybody else was good. It was just a...
Miss Assadine?
I'm not gonna get into that right now.
We go into it eventually, so I thought his acting was good.
His acting was good. His role,
we know what his role is, but we'll get to that in a minute, though.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Out of everybody's, I feel like it was the son, the mom, and the daughter. That family. Their acting to me was the ones I was like, I wasn't sure of. And I wasn't sure, at one point I was like, is it they have to have access for the movie? And they're sort of trying to make these access, or is it because they have access to acting is all? Which one is it? Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying.
And so I wasn't sure, but something about it just felt off. And I was like, maybe they're trying to be conscious of I have to have an accent, and I'm trying to do it, or maybe I'm not supposed to have an accent, and I have to get rid of it before I deliver. Whatever it may, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So something along those lines, I felt like was going on, and because it would bring me out of being within the element. Like I don't expect M. Night Shyamalan to act. He's not a very good actor, but he also is. Nah.
He gets his job done. Like, I know what this person wants to do, and I'm doing.
Yeah, like goals to really be acting. It's just like I'm in the movie, so you understand. Oh, it's M. Night Shyamalan joint. You know what I'm saying? I got a little, I mean, like little thing or whatever. But yeah, it's whatever. Like, I never expect a director to go in there and be like, yo, he killed it. Like, I just be like, okay. Like, when I see a director, okay, he has a part. That's what I usually think. He has a part.
It's funny because you say that, but anytime I think about directors that act, I always think of Spike Lee. I always think that he does a good job of like doing his act. Don't play.
You're crazy.
You don't think he does a good job of being?
Fuck no. Spike Lee's a terrible actor.
No, he's not.
Yes,
Terrible.
Spike Lee's a terrible actor.
Terrible.
Spike Lee is a terrible actor.
Terrible.
Terrible.
TERRs.
Terrible. Spike Lee's a terrible actor, bro.
Nah, bro.
He's not good.
He's cool. He's
But
a good actor.
I don't watch any movie because of Spike Lee.
I watch him because he's
not for his acting.
Right.
I watch for his direct. Right, like, but I expect that from a director because your mind is so many other places. I don't expect you to come out here and be an Oscar winner. Like I wouldn't expect.
No, so I'm not saying he's like top tier. I'm not saying that at all. But I feel like he's better than M. Night Shyamalyan, of course. But I feel like every role he does a good job as acting. Like we played old boy from we played Malcolm X's homie in Spike in Malcolm X. I really thought that was his homie. When he played the crackhead in Crooklyn, I already thought he was a crackhead. My mom was like, "That's the director, baby. That's Spike Lee." I was like, "Yeah, a crackhead?" Like, no, you're not getting the point.
Yeah. Oh shit. You know what?
Like he's not. Like I said, he's not top tier. He's not Denzel. He's not Leo. He's not Will Smith.
Right.
Oh no, talk about two. But anyway, yeah. But like, I feel like he does a good job of like what his acting skills is. Like he's good to me.
Yeah, I guess I don't expect.
I feel like he did better than. In your mind, I feel like he at least did better than the actors in this movie. Cole.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. As long as we agree on that, we good.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Like was he in what's that one movie he did? School Days. He was in School Days.
He was not good.
What?
He wasn't great.
All right, he wasn't great.
Here's the thing. Like with him, his movie. First of all, he's surrounded by everybody else who's great. He's surrounded by a bunch of like if I'm, you know what I'm saying?
No, like you said, you ain't good, your weakest link, right?
Right, but there's such a big master when you have a smaller cast. There's a big cast in these movies.
All right.
There's a big cast in these movies, so it doesn't stand out as much. Like
You don't think he can carry a film?
Fuck no! Oh my god, no! Hell no! Hell to the no!
Hey, don't be disrespectful to Spike Lee,
no,
bro.
I would never.
So if Spike Lee was headlining a movie, you'd be like...
Did he direct it? If he directed it, I'd go watch it.
M. Night Shyamalan directed it, but
I'm killing myself in the movie. Nope, I am not about to go watch a movie with M. Night Shyamalan directed it and Spike Lee's the head actor. Oh my god, what?
That's a smell for a terrible movie?
Oh my god. You know what's crazy?
What?
It would be so bad it'd probably be good.
What?
It would be so bad you'd probably be like, because you would have such low expectations, you'd be like, oh shit, this actually is kind of. Because I feel like the premise of the movie would be dope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It would be like some horror film type of like some weirdness. You know how M. Night Shyamalan movies are usually like, there's something going on.
And we have no idea what it's
some
about.
Suspense. Hell, he's real good at the suspense. I will say that. He's real good at building.
Yes.
You be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, M. Night got that suspense down pat, baby. Like, I ain't gonna front. Like,
to a T.
He got that suspense down pat. Like, you be like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, he really had you be like, yo, what the hell is going on? And then never show you what it was. You like, son of a bitch. Like,
so that's what I'm happy about with O. It was like, this is what's going on. This is how this affects the people that we are in the world with, and here's a complete solid ending.
Yeah,
to what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
that's how you end the movie.
Yeah, I was definitely satisfied with it. I was very satisfied with the ending. I thought that was a nice, strong finish to me. I thought that was really dope. I was like, really? That's just gonna be it? That's
like he made sure he drove it home. He was like, I'm giving y'all this, that ending, and a little bit more so I can just be cool.
Yup.
And I was like, you know what? That's solid. I remember seeing that happening, and I was like, that's it? I'm like, what? For real? That's it? Like,
do I remember that? Yeah. No.
Mark Wahlberg was in it.
Yeah.
And so make it real quick. The ending, basically, the planets was like defending themselves. They was making people like spaz out, and like he kind of told you the ending in like the first like 20 minutes of the film. That's
how it always is. It's always like that. Other movies like that. They tell you something's going on within the very beginning of it, and you don't even know. And then you go way into the movie, forgetting about it because it's so nonchalant. Then they go through the whole thing. And it comes out somehow something in the very beginning was very key in the end.
But there's never, there wasn't a real like there was no vaccine, there was no cure. It just was like, that's crazy how we was out here dying because of plants.
It was a Benadryl commercial. It's like, everybody pop Benadryl, you okay?
You know what? What if that could have been the cure?
Claritin.
Claritin and Benadryl, y'all would been good.
Like,
I should just rent to the hospital. And you rent to CVS. Hit the pharmacy up. Get you some NyQuil too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, helps you sleep.
NyQuil for allergies, crazy.
Yeah, no, but so to answer your question about Spike Lee, no, I don't think he's a good actor. He does good. His movies are usually pretty. His movies are always dope. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, let me cast Spike Lee for any movie. I wouldn't cast Spike Lee.
That's disrespectful.
There's a reason why he's only in his own movies.
That's disrespectful.
There's a reason for that.
How you don't know he can turn down roles? He said, if I ain't directing it, I ain't doing it.
Exactly. That's the reason why he's only in the movies he directs. It's back to back. But as far as this movie goes overall, like, again, the movie wasn't trash. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. There was a certain cues that I didn't get. There were certain things that I felt like I'm still trying to understand the concept of. And I didn't want to look anything up. For mid-sized sedan. So spoiler: there's a guy in this movie who goes by the rap name. His rap name or stage name is mid-sized sedan.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's in reference to.
I thought it was a reference of the sedan that they got. No, it was a van.
Right.
What is a mid-sized sedan?
A mid-sized sedan? I'm trying to think of something that's a mid-sized. I think I have like a full, so mine would be like a regular sedan, like a big body. No, yeah.
A big body Benz?
I guess a mid-size would probably be like, I think a mid-sized sedan would be a Focus.
Yeah, he doesn't want to Focus.
Because you got a Fiesta, which is smaller than a Focus, which is a sedan. That's the small one.
Mm-hmm.
The middle is like a Focus, and then the big one is like a Fusion. So that's what I'm thinking. Unless the Fusion is the middle, and then like a Taurus is like the big body.
All right,
I don't know. I have no idea.
But no, like, so what was your problem with his name?
It was just, I guess the idea of it was like, what? Like, I guess because you hear rap names a lot, so they are kind of like.
I will admit, it did sound like a white person gave him that name. Like, he was like, the black person was like, yo, like, what's my rapper name be? Mid-Sized Sedan sounds fire. And he was like, all right, bet.
Right, like, I was just like, huh? Like, and it was kind of funny because it makes you go, what? And then you had to, like, I laughed. I really didn't know, I didn't get the premise of it. And I was like, why mid-sized sedan? Like,
MSV. Mid-Sized Sedan.
What'd you say?
Damn.
Come here. No. This is AAVE, whatever it's called, over again.
I thought it was vehicle.
No, Thomas, this is that all over again.
MSS. Mid-Sized Sedan.
See, and that could have been it, because remember he was talking about MS at one point.
Oh!
So that could have been, at one point they was talking about diseases and stuff, so maybe that's what it stood for, I don't know.
Look at me being fake smart. Does they cancel each other out, or?
No.
No?
No.
Alright, my bad.
No, because you wouldn't put that together if I said something.
Hey, so we're working together, bro.
No, it's not working together.
It did.
No.
Yeah, he said it messed up.
So I was like, man, that could have been it. I don't know. I don't know if it had to do with like the whole family aspect of it. I was like, no, because he was by himself. I don't know. Like, let me look it up.
Go ahead. I thought it was an okay name. I wouldn't be like, yo, I'm taking that name. But if it was like, hey, if that's what you want to call yourself, bro. Like, we have niggas named The Baby. Lil Uzi Vert actually kind of hard. But,
yeah, that's hard. That's hard shit.
I mean.
Yeah, so that's what made it so funny though. I was like, what is the deal with it? So I didn't understand what his name meant. I was like, maybe it does. Maybe it's for MS. Like you said, that could be a very good thing. Cause that plays a whole part in how the anyway. But so I don't know, maybe. But I thought it was really weird. But that wasn't a bad thing. I just thought that him being there was a little weird.
I mean, he served his purpose as being the black guy. Y'all can deduce what y'all want from that. But he's a black guy in a suspense movie. I mean. But he wasn't the first to, though.
Huh?
He wasn't the first to meet his conclusion.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, too. There was a lot of... Overall, the movie was... I think it was still worth the watch.
I definitely...
I think it was still worth the watch. I would still tell people to go see it. Like I said, to me, the only aspect I really, like, truly was just like, okay, I can't get past some of this, was some of the acting. Some of the acting, I was like, I just can't get past this. Like, this is just, like, terrible. What are you doing?
The acting wasn't that bad. It could have been better. Don't get me wrong. It could have been better.
I just feel like when you getting paid, be on the big screen, you delivering some lines, like, there's just, for me, there's a criteria in my head that you have to meet for me, like, okay, you know what, that's acceptable. at certain points, it was just like, God damn, this is pulling me out of my element, dog. Like,
all right, I have a question for you. Who is to you a bare minimum actor, like a part actor? It's like if you can't act this good, then you're like bad.
Denzel, what? No, I'm playing. That's ignorant. Well, no, because he's always Denzel throughout everything.
We gonna get that too. We gonna get to that too.
Oh, y'all gotta stay for that. That's funny.
My face dropped. I was like, yo, he did that just say.
Yes. Who was somebody I think that I was like, okay, this is where I need you to be for me, but okay, this is acceptable.
Like, I don't think Ryan Reynolds is that good actor. He's cool, but he's not like.
I think
he's somebody that stays in his role. He stays in his lane.
Right, and so that's my thing. Like, if you stay in your role, you straight. Like, in that situation, if you stay in your role, you straight. If you're not a great actor, you stay in your Deadpool-ish world.
I lied. He was in this movie well, maybe the movie just good. But anyway, he was trapped inside a casket and buried alive.
Was that him?
Yes. And he was like, it was just him. It was just him acting, but he like had phone calls and stuff. So he had people bounce off of. He had other characters.
Right. You sure it was him stuck in that casket, bro?
Yeah, buddy. Because that's like one of the first movies I've seen. I was like, oh, that's him. Unless it was Dane Cook. They look like twins.
No, hell no.
You don't think Dane Cook and Ryan Reynolds look like?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
That's you think about. You mention it.
That's you being racist. That's you being racist, dog. Ryan Reynolds in casket movie.
Ryan Reynolds like somebody, bro.
He like white people. Buried. Okay, that was him. I disagree.
Buried, yes.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan Reynolds is bad. I don't think he's necessarily like Oscar nominee, but it depends on what you're getting him for. Like, if you get him for like a Deadpool type of thing, like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm like, oh yeah, anything where he's got to be quick, witty, and funny and things like that. I think he's real good at that kind of stuff.
But he had that in Buried, but also he conveyed the emotions that you needed for that movie,
right?
Because I remember, I'm not even claustrophobic, but I felt like his pain of like being buried alive.
Oh hell yeah!
Like.
And he's like, oh, he felt. Oh yeah, that ending was crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know if the movie was just that good that like some movies you have where it's just that good. It doesn't matter who you put in the act. It's like just solid.
Who was somebody for me that's just like, if you at least make this like,
mind you, I can't ask for shit, so
I can't either. That's why I was like, it's not that like, who am I to say? But if I'm going to talk about the movie, I'm allowed to. What are you talking about?
I didn't say anything.
Why do you look at me like that?
No reason.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I'm really confused on what you was doing. But I don't think Kevin Hart is necessarily a great actor.
I don't know that last movie we seen with him in it. I kind of raised the bar of him a little bit.
Yeah, he did do pretty good in that. Actually, better than what he usually does.
And I feel like that's because he got out of his like box a little bit. It wasn't exact like it stayed to like who he was as far as like playing to his strong suit, but he also went a little bit to like let me go to more like the emotional part and see how I can delve more into that. Right,
he definitely took some scoops of serious in that more serious world, but he had a lot of funny in there too. I think. Who somebody like?
It's tough. I can't think of what's on my head.
Because even wrestlers usually do pretty good because they have to do a lot of.
We can talk about that. You can talk about that. The Dave Bautista. Because I'm actually impressed with him. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, but you gotta remember they've been doing. Although they're obviously they're really out here wrestling and slamming and things like that. But when they're delivering, they have lines to deliver and things like that. True. And they technically get about a stage presence, a lot of stage practice and stuff like that. Because the things they have to deliver, the things that they believe and stuff. So I feel like they often do.
You said wrestling is just opera for for men.
As opera with a lot of testosterone. Not even that, they got women in it too, so it's
that is true. That is true.
A lot, but usually is more is generally more focused on the men. So I think there's a lot more men in it than women is, but
that's been changing though.
Yeah, but they still overly sexual. Every woman comes out there, she's got to have like a little tutu on and like next to nothing on type shit. Like, damn, like she can't wear some clothes. Okay, but I get it. Y'all gotta dress comfortably, okay, whatever. I'm not claiming saying this is what they do.
What would you give O on a scale of 1 to 10?
Thinking it through.
Okay.
6.5.
6.5?
I think 6.5.
10. I'm playing.
I'll punch you dead in your head, bro. I'll punch you in your head. I'll punch you in the face that your head, that your opinion was bad. Like, your opinion was incorrect.
To say that was a 10 is pretty bad.
That'd be disrespectful to a lot of other movies.
So I already feel like the movie's high already because I always like the concept of time, and this was kind of different in a sense. If I was to give this movie
You think this concept was different from other movies that we've watched through time?
a little bit, yeah.
How so?
Alright, for real, spoiler alerts, for real. I did, like, it's only one section. Well, that's not really different because we saw Time Trap that was like this.
Yeah, just like that. Where there was one section that was just like, a lot of movies like often you have to be in the spot for the time traveling to work. Or
not a lot. It's like a few.
But it's enough to be like, it's not the movie.
Yeah, it's ain't yeah. So yeah, you're right. But I do like this concept because I haven't seen it as much.
Yeah, I like the, go ahead, go what you saying.
Trying to think, like, I'm definitely not giving it a 10. I feel like 8 would be too high. I feel like 7 would be too, I'd give 7.5. 7.5. Because, like, the acting did take a while for me to get used to. I did have to get used to the acting a little bit. And I feel like once they got that groove, it was good. How the whole movie came together was pretty solid as far as, like, getting to the conflict and climax. There were a few things that kind of was like, that was a missing plot point. I was like, fine, whatever.
Yeah, there were some things I definitely agree with you on that. I was like, wait, why didn't he just, okay.
Yeah, like, if I do the math and I estimate and guesstimate, he should have already had his conclusion as a character already. But
yeah, he should have been long ago.
Yeah. But it was like, all right, fine, whatever. But yeah, I feel like, so for me, the ending was great. Honestly, I feel like I had enough, and like they kind of, like, every character was like, "Yo, like I remember you yesterday," and that's not how it was. Cause like that little boy was like, "Oh, yeah, try to warn you." I don't know if I wanted more for him.
For the little boy?
The little boy, when he saw at the end, when he saw him, he kind of just like, well, he kind of knew, huh? He had an idea.
He had an idea. He didn't know, but he had an idea because the things. Yeah. Was like, I don't know. I think
I give it 7.5.
For me, I here's my thing when it comes to movies and it comes to acting. The whole point of the movie is to act. If you're in a race car and your whole point you being in this race car is to race the car, and the car starts off stuttering and puttering.
wait, give me that again.
If you in a race car, right? You're racing. You in a car race.
All right.
And you're in the race car, and the race car starts off sputtering and sputtering. Like that's not. And then it picks up after it sputtered and did all those craziness, and then it picks up. You know, that's a great car. You go.
I think it warmed up.
No, race cars don't warm up. You don't warm you don't warm up during a race. You warming up. No,
they had warm up. Right,
but I'm saying you starting the race though. You starting the race. You're racing, and your car starts sputtering and stuff like that. No, like my car shouldn't be sputtering. Me having to get things revved up is one thing. My car sputtering and not working right and things like that is totally different.
Didn't need oil change?
Whatever it may have. The fact that it needed anything after the final product is crazy. Like if to me, that's why I'm like I can't give for myself. I can't give movies that I think the acting is so okay, whether it be subpar at certain points or subpar all the way through. Subpar is still subpar. I can't be like, you know what, it's okay because it got better. And I can't. It was like
the first 5 minutes, bro.
No, it was longer than that. It was definitely.
I only had a problem with the first 5 minutes. After that, I was cool.
It was until like the kids got older, like was much older.
No, really?
Yes, it was like that until the kids got older, bro. Like older. That's when it got like good.
You know what?
That shit was. That's why I'm like, damn near half the movie you was just like, what?
I was saying what, because I was trying to figure out what was going on. So I was really caught up in trying to figure out how everything was going on.
That shit was no. I was like, no, I'm sorry, no. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's why for me, I was like, I can't. For me, if I'm watching a movie, I expect the acting to be at whatever it is. Whatever the best they could have given me was what it gave me. So if that was the best you could give me at that time, that's what I'm basing it off of.
It wasn't given what it gave?
Huh?
It wasn't given what it gave? It's one of them new like sayings they got now. I don't know.
It wasn't given what it gave me. Whatever that means, sure. Like, I definitely was just like, I feel like an old head now. You said that and I was like, what? What, boy? What that mean?
You too?
Like someone said, like I can see some kid at school saying that. I'm like, what? Yeah, no. To me, Again, I'm not on screen. I'm not the actor. I'm not. I don't know what they were going through, but at the same time, who gives a fuck? Like, this is the movie. This is the movie. This is what you was hired to do your job. This is it.
Yes.
And if the way it comes off is to another person is it comes off as not great, it's not great. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, it just was like you had. Now I will say you could kind of make up for it. Hopefully in other spots. The ending of the movie to me was dope. Usually that's where.
It definitely can make or break your shit.
That's what you get, and I feel like to me that's what kind of saved that movie. Otherwise, the movie would be lower rated for me.
Yeah,
like, but that's why I was like, no, like that ending to me was dope. The whole reason why they was doing it was actually really dope. Like, those two things to me alone is what kind of saved the movie. Like the why what was happening, and how they decided we were gonna capitalize on or like utilize that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I kind of see that because you left with this thing like, is that right or wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm about to ask you, like, was that morally justified?
And I was like, no. I was like, and to me, honestly, no. It still was. To me, it wasn't because the way you were doing and going about it
was hella shiesty.
Was hella wrong. How you capitalize on that opportunity, sure, like or utilize the opportunity was dope.
I think Death was getting paid for that shit.
It was smart, but it was just like, but it was fucked up.
For sure,
it was fucked up. But yeah, no, that was I didn't. Yeah, I just couldn't get past it. I was like, I feel like you shouldn't have to warm up your acting in the fucking final part. Like you have table readings. You know what I'm saying? There's table readings. There's all kinds of things where we're doing our lines together. There's all kinds of practice and things like that. And we get to take multiple shots. We get to take multiple jumps. So that for you to be like, this is the one I'm gonna go with, and it'd be like, oh, okay, that wasn't good.
But I feel like their acting played into the part of how the family operated.
So their bad acting played into the fact that they were okay family. Like, I don't get it. What you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I think. Spoilers, I already said this shit. But yeah, I think that how they were acting was awkward, playing to the point of like this family isn't balanced in a sense. That's what I got from it, because after the first 5 minutes, either I got used to how they were, or I just was like, either subconsciously I just was like, oh, the reason y'all like your acting is trash is because you as a family are not cohesive. And I know it could be a reach. But
that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. No. Oh my god! You mean that's the dumbest thing I ever heard? No, when you say Theo, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
That's what I think though. Because honestly, after the first 5 minutes, I was like, I definitely in my head, I was like, this acting feels weird, but okay.
Here's the thing. Let's take. Here's where I'm gonna challenge you on that and say that's why I think that's incorrect. Actually,
let me hear it.
One, acting like,
cause I honestly thought that everybody else's acting in the movie was fun.
It was just 3 people that was like good, mostly two, but 3. The little boy sometimes was in here and there. I mean, the little girl, that's a little girl, like whatever. I'm letting that slide. That's a little girl. She didn't have a whole lot of parts at that point in time.
Okay, small.
The little girl.
Yeah.
She didn't have a whole lot of parts. So I was like, oh, let's go do this. Okay, yeah, let's go do that. Mm-hmm. So even in that area, like that time, I'm gonna say like because she was the main character. The main 3 characters, which the little boy, his sister, and the moms. They was the main ones. Yes. Those to me were the characters. I was like, especially the little girl and the mom. Especially to me was like, because I thought the little boy was supposed to be like autistic or something like that.
Okay.
So that made sense to why his character was like. So he did what he was supposed to do. That's how his character was supposed to be. Supposed to be kind of off and just like, hey, what's this, that, and third? Mm-hmm. And that was supposed to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't his acting. That's how he was supposed to. He was supposed to be like that.
Right.
The little girl, I
was okay with her acting. Well, once again, like I said, once I got past the first 5 minutes, I was cool.
There were certain parts in which she was replying to things that made me go. It got to a point, like, to me, if I'm questioning if there's something mentally wrong with your character, like, is someone something mentally wrong with your character? Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm questioning, is your character supposed to be, is she supposed to be, like, lagging?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like that?
Because, like, sometimes when you're acting, your timing, your timing of, like, when you say things and your timing of the word that you choose for yourself when you're speaking, if it's not fluid, it sounds like you're trying, either, like, you're reading at that moment and you sound off, or like when you say it in general, it doesn't sound right.
Right, and so I wasn't sure if her character, so basically saying with the timing, I wasn't sure if her character is supposed to purposely be slower to respond. Is that supposed to be her character, or is she just like slowly responding? And so I didn't get the vibe that there was something. I got the vibe that there was something kind of up with the little boy, kind of questions he was asking, things the way he operated. He clearly was like, this more likely was a case of autism. That's what it seemed. That's what it. I took it.
Oh, yeah.
This is a form of autism. I was like, okay, I can see that. I can identify that. I've seen it before. That's what that felt like. I was like, okay, that makes some sense in some parts. For the girl, I wasn't sure. But there were certain times when she responded, like she just had like a temper tantrum, whatever. But the way she was responding when she was delivering the lines was like, what? And then she would go around and was like, okay, sure. And then the reason I questioned that because later on it wasn't there. Like later on, those same things weren't there.
No. So I was just thinking in my head, I was like, I feel like the casting was amazing because all the characters looked alike. And at the same time, I feel like all the characters were consistent in their acting of how they stay in their age. Like all the characters stayed within their age range of like who they're supposed to be.
What does that do with them being autistic or not? If I felt like they were mentally, you know what I'm saying?
I forgot, but no, I had a legit reason too. I just super forgot. But no, I feel like maybe they act like that, so all the actors and actresses could play the same person.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Go ahead, finish your statement.
You know, I already know. But I can see what you're saying. You said it was supposed to be, they were all supposed to be a specific way. Mm-hmm. So that would play in the idea of them
all being the same person.
Right. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, that would change things a little bit. But there still would be a lot of parts that's like, huh? Especially for how do you explain a mom then? There were definitely parts of her mom was like,
mom, I
was like, nigga, like, come on.
Like,
and then to vouch what you were saying, or to go against what you were saying earlier about like the family's dynamic was supposed to be, they're supposed to have awkwardness between them because they weren't a tight-knit family. But the only awkwardness was between the mom and the dad. There was no awkwardness between the kids and the parents, but there was awkwardness when the lines would be delivered from daughter to mom. And like when she's like telling something to the daughter and she's like yelling at her mom, like mad because something happened between her and her mom, and she's yelling at her mom and she goes off.
So you think mom just was like terrible, is what you're saying?
Mom wasn't terrible. The daughter, in that situation, the mom said something to the daughter, and the daughter was terrible. And then there were a few times where the mom delivered lines that were supposed to be sentimental and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm not buying it. And then, again, to your point, when we watched that movie with Black Widow,
okay,
that's a dysfunctional family, but none of the acting sucked.
Oh, that's different.
That's not different. They were a dysfunctional family. They were more dysfunctional than that family.
They were much more dysfunctional. They were a unit. They still were a unit. They still were a team.
But the acting wasn't bad to the point. Whether they were a team, they were a family, whatever it was, their acting was not bad. But in this movie, the acting was bad. And they're supposed to be portraying the same thing of awkwardness and not really being cool.
It's a Disney movie too, bro.
Huh?
It's a Disney movie too.
Doesn't matter.
That
doesn't matter. That doesn't make a difference to. It could be a Hulu movie, whatever it was.
Nah, but Shyamalyan was keeping it real, bro.
Okay, we're done. This movie was trash. Keep moving. That's what I'm going with.
It wasn't trash.
Now, because you're saying all that, it's trash now.
Alright.
It's trash now. 6.5. 6.5. That's the correct rating, or that's your rating?
I was close. Mine was 7.5.
Okay. So that's the correct rating and his rating.
Because honestly, I was
correct
thinking of putting it at 7, but I was like, I didn't feel right to put it at 7. So you're closer to a 6 than a 6.5. You're closer to a 6 than a 7, right?
I'm at 6.5. I'm right in the middle. Don't go no further. Don't go no further forward.
All right. So if there were no halvesies, which one would you choose between 6 and a 7?
I would give it a 7.
Really?
I would give it a 7.
Okay.
Because like again, the ending and the ending was dope. Just the overall ending was dope. Like everything about the ending to me was like, okay, yeah, y'all got me. Y'all
so the ending saved it.
That to me, that saved it.
All right.
That saved it because some of the parts were still because there was still parts that was dope. That was like really dope. And the acting isn't. I'm going off of how bad it was. It wasn't terrible.
No, I feel you.
But there were definitely parts where I guarantee everybody watching it be like,
"What's up?"
Is this like the first draft run? Like what's going on here? Like, what's up?
I had a question too. Oh, do you say that because in that Shyamalyan he has a history of having bad endings, or you think that just in general this was a solid ending?
Fucking my Shyamalyan support. Like, not the disrespectful way, but in a way like it don't matter.
It don't matter who it was.
It don't matter who it was. Like good ending is a good ending.
Okay.
Like that don't matter.
All right. I wonder if that plays a part in my mind subconsciously.
I don't remember enough. I don't follow directors. I just watch movies.
I follow directors. It depends on what it is. Because sometimes I don't remember who directed certain movies. I don't remember like certain ones. Like if it's that outstanding, I'm like, yo, who wrote and directed this?
You did that with Christopher or whatever his name
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like whenever I hear his name, I don't go looking for it a lot of times. But whenever I hear his name, I'm like, oh, I'm watching that. That's definitely how they promote movies. Directed by produced by? What's a producer?
I'm contradicting myself a little bit because I'm aware. Like when I do hear certain directors, I am aware of what the other works are, the previous works are. Right. So I do know what often comes with their names, but I don't necessarily go in looking to see like it's gonna be trash. Like I just be like, all right, I'm just gonna watch this and this is what it is. Like for this movie, I was like, if M. Night wasn't in it, I would have forgot it was an M. Night joint. You know what I'm saying? Like
kind of, yeah. No, I went into this knowing it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and because we saw Servant, I was like, if I saw Servant and it was bad, I wasn't gonna watch this movie at all.
I would have went because the premise had to do with time, and I've been coming up more with time.
No, because I knew he would for this movie. I would have had came on this and roll that nigga down to like.
I would have went because I feel like because of the podcast. I would have went for the sake of the podcast, not for myself, but for the sake of the podcast. I would have.
My time is too valuable
because I know like that concept was gonna be crazy. Like I would have went for the sake of the podcast. Like yo, we gotta roast this shit. Like, I would have went for the sake of the podcast at that point. But I was like, no, like. A lot of times I don't even know who. Like if you tell me it, I'm like, you gotta show me that. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That's Wolverine. Wolverine. You like? Why did you say Wolverine, dog? Like why you keep saying his name?
Black people the best.
Like you mean Wolverine, nigga? Like yeah, that's what you had to do. Like.
Last question. Then I'm trying to make this movie. Then we'll move on to the next movie. We have to choose between these two: Old or Time Trap.
Old.
Really?
Old. Time Trap was the one that was in that rock under the ground.
Yeah.
That shit was trash. Oh my god.
That was trash.
That shit was whack, bro.
No, it wasn't.
Which was Time Trap? Which one was Time Trap? When the little boy climbed down the jaw and then it went to the end and it was like a big alien, a big man came down there?
Yes.
That shit was alright.
Okay.
That shit was alright. It wasn't old for sure. Old over that for sure. Because that ending in that movie was not good. If you remember correctly,
that ending was.
That's what I'm saying. That movie, that's what will make that movie like that kind of little boo boo. Because that ending was not good.
Yeah.
It was like, nigga, what?
It was.
The concept was dope.
The concept was amazing.
That might have been. Is that the first time I've seen a movie with that concept in it yet?
So it's like but it's reversed. So instead of the world, so in Time Trap, the world was moving faster, whereas in they were moving faster in this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So same thing with reversing how you view time and shit.
Yeah, no, no, that movie, nah.
Okay.
No, definitely old. Definitely old. I feel like I gotta go back to the podcast, listen to see that. I kind of check myself like, no. Either way, I would rather watch Old again than watch that movie again. For sure.
I'd rather watch Time Trap again.
I wouldn't watch Time Trap. That movie was
kind of... I know she mentioned it.
There was a lot of stupid shit in that context.
Yeah, I remember how they were kids, and I was like, I only watch certain films with kids in it because sometimes they depict these kids as being stupid, and I don't like that because it's really annoying. That's the reason why I like. So Amazon Prime has a show called The Wilds. I like the idea of the show, and I want to continue watching it, but these girls get on my fucking nerves, and that's what stops me. Because I know I'm gonna blow a head gasket, and I'm not trying to deal with that. I really I want to watch this. But I'm like, they drive me insane.
Cause they do it. They're doing dumb things, or they
do dumb things. They do dumb emotional things. Cause the whole premise of the show is that they're supposed to go on a retreat. They plane exploded, and they not stranded on the island. And so they're so irrational for me that it's like I can't side with any of them.
And the young, it's young kids or it's young women?
They're teenage women. So they're all over in high school. They all come different backgrounds too. Now I like the idea, but it's to a point where it's like, and not at one point have y'all been like, as a unit, we had to come together. We had to figure out a way to find some type of common ground. And the whole show, they're all just tugging in different directions, and it's like, y'all, something. Because everybody has different points of view, everybody has different backgrounds, and I understand that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, fuck. Y'all have to survive.
How many episodes are you in? Is it just
I'm like 2 or 3.
Okay, now, is it like every episode, a day and night goes by, or is it like, no, it's probably all still within the same amount of date, hour? Because I guess what I'm trying to get to is, in a situation like that, you're going to have, at least in the beginning, there's going to be a whole bunch of everybody's going to be illogical and things like that, and stuff trying to wrap their head around things, and at some point, a factor or somebody's going to start to let us pull things together.
Right.
Somebody's going to, groups of people, different people are going to be like, okay, let's come together. it may be, whether it be woman, man, whatever it is, somebody's going to come up with the idea like we probably should try to take charge.
So I'm gonna say I'm on episode 3. I'm gonna say 3 to 5 days has passed, and if they all gonna come together, it's gonna be at least like a group of people gonna have to die for them to be like, oh, we should kind of like figure this out. Because that's basically the whole tree is for. It's for like teenagers to kind of like just grow up in a sense and kind of have a community and unity and kind of be leaders, like just trying to figure things out. But Jesus, this kid.
Now, also, I guess my question for you is this show geared to you?
It's not definitely not geared to me. It's not.
That's the thing I'm wondering. I wonder if because I'm just it's an all female cast and the situation you're in. I'm like, is it because you just not being you're not a female, you don't identify as female, you or woman I should say, you don't necessarily you wouldn't think the same.
Of course not. No.
So I'm wondering if that's playing a part in why you feel like because for you because a lot of times as dudes we often see like
right.
You hear they're crazy. It's like no, we just think differently.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
And so I wonder if that's what this is. It's just like they just think differently from you. Where you might be like, I'm gonna cut this tree down and do this. They might be like, well, fuck, like we need shoot for shade, like whatever it may be. We would just see things different. So I'm wondering if that's.
I agree that 100%. But like, because the story is good. The story is amazing from what I've seen. It's just. I feel like you always have to have a good blend of like, I hate this character and I love this character. And sometimes it teeters back and forth of like, God, I love this guy, but he does A, B, and C. And like, I know that's detrimental to his health, but.
Yeah, I get like that. Someone's a bitch. Why is he such a bitch?
Right. And you're kind of like, damn, like, why do you do this to yourself? But your character's in their own shell. They don't look anywhere else. It's like, this is who I am. This is what I do. I don't know how to do anything better. And I'm for that. But these people, it's like, they had more on the bad side than they had on the good side. For me at times.
Yeah, I think I was watching this show once at one point in time. It was called, someone put me on the show, Pretty Little Liars. And I was like, okay, let's see what this is about. And I was watching it. And at first I was like, okay, it's kind of interesting. The story was interesting. And then I just remember it getting to a point where I felt like, I remember talking to the girl about it. I was like, this feels like some petty shit. What the fuck is going on? This it's like, right. And I realized again, I'm watching a movie that's not really necessarily geared towards me.
Right.
This was for her. Like, this was geared towards. So, it was for her, not for me. And so, understanding, I know people are like, that's messed up, like, but it's like you
demographics for a reason.
Yeah, like they have demographics for a reason because they understand. As a dude, if I'm watching anything with women, I'm gonna think like a man and apply man logic to this woman's situation. It's not gonna work.
No, so for me, I can understand, most I can, a woman's mindset and point of view on many things. That's why I like Dollface so much. Because Dollface, that's on Hulu. You guys said I'm talking about. Like, I like that. I like that show a lot.
Right.
But I guess like the teenage version of a woman's mindset, I probably can't grasp my head around.
And that's what Pretty Little Liars was.
Yeah, and so
that's hard. That's because a lot of times those things that. But to me, in Pretty Little Liars, they from what I saw, it sounds like they're more logical than what's going on, whatever you're going. I would never felt like,
yes,
I never was like, like they would come up with plans and scheme and be like, okay, we're gonna try to do this to get this person, and it was just them chasing. Where they lost me at was it kept going further and further than needed to, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm out of here. But there was sometimes when things would happen, I'm like, what? Like, why would you react that way? But for the most part, no, it was just like, okay, it's just not for me.
I was literally asking myself like, excuse me, these characters are more than detrimental to themselves. This is the point where I'm like, do y'all even love yourselves? And that's what I was saying. I was like, well, maybe that's what it is.
Right, and that could be what it's supposed to be. Thing like you said earlier, along the lines of maybe the acting is bad because it's supposed to be bad or something like that to show how awkward the family dynamic was. And I was like, I don't agree with that. I could see them trying to show the dynamic being because of the chemistry being weird between the people, right? But not so much the acting. But in this situation, it might be that same concept of like them trying to. That way, I just don't fuck with y'all. Trust you, because I think I've seen one bit where correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody had a phone and they called something. Yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. They finally got a phone and they instead of calling somebody for help, they called like their boyfriend or something. They boyfriend. So it was like, the fuck. Yeah, I'm telling. So like, I understood that idea of like I'm calling the number that I remember by heart. I understood that and I rolled with that. But if the only number you remember was your abusive ex, you probably should call one of the other girls. He wasn't abusive. That situation was I don't want to say dirty. It was a pickle.
It was definitely, so I had to get it off. So, this dude was an author. He wrote a book. And this girl ended up reading his book. She loved it. She loved the book so much she ended up loving him.
Oh, okay.
And so, then I'm linking up because he went to her school and he was talking, whatever. I think he went to her school. Well, long story short, they ended up linking up somehow. He asked her, how old are you? She says, oh, I'm 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You told me that. You told me that.
So he's like, oh, you were 18? Cool. They ended up linking up. They ended up having sex. Somehow he finds out she's not 18. So he was like, oh, shit. I had sex with a minor and didn't even know it. So he was like, don't call me no more. Don't talk to me no more. It's not like she was like 17 going on 18. I think she was like 16 or 15 or some shit.
Wow.
And like, he just was like, cause I know a lot of people were like, well, he should have just known. She made sure that she like acted the age that she said she was. And even then, like, a lot of times they just talk about the book, or like when he would have things that were in question, she kind of like had a good lot for it.
Right.
And was like, oh, like, that's believable. And so when they had sex and he found out, he just was like, fuck, like, don't talk to me no more, don't call me no more. He cut it off right then and there. And he cared for that girl too. So I understood that deal, like, that man was your world. So of course you're gonna know this man about her. Like, you just like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. I understand that. But 911 is available too.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, I was right. I want to call the dude that you know was trying, you know what I mean? The dude that's trying to avoid you. I would have called that dude.
That's the only number she remembered.
Yeah, then you don't be the one to call. You get the phone, we all talk and say, hey, I found the phone, so I have it in my possession. Who should we call?
And that came up later on.
And I was like, yeah, that should have been something. That should have been the thing. Now, granted, I'm talking from a hindsight. No, I think that probably.
No, because like, even right then and there, it was like, when the information came out, she was like, why didn't you bring the phone to us? One girl said, like, why didn't you just bring the phone to us? She was like, oh, I didn't think about that. I think that she did think about it, but she was like, no, I want to debate me and see.
Yeah. Because she knew otherwise, old boy was going to block her number and stuff like that. And this is the only way she would be able to talk to him. So she took that time to.
Because a lot of times, yeah, the thing and the ideas are like, if it would have worked, we would have praised you for it. But the idea of it working, the odds were very small. Right.
And even if it did work, first, like, we're glad we're out of the situation, but it would have came up like.
That was kind of stupid.
That was such a risk. Like, I'm glad this risk worked out. Otherwise, you'd be dead. Like, you got ate. Like, yo, you're dinner now. Wow, like, yo, we can't trust you. You're dinner.
Because, like, I want to finish that show, but every time I, like, want to watch it, I'm like, what's on Netflix?
Yes.
What other show can I watch on Amazon Prime? I do that every time.
Yes.
But it's definitely a good show. Yeah. Hour 18 in.
My word.
Yeah, it's fun. So I'll do you a favor. Do you want to do one of the two, the next two, or you want to say these for the next episode? So I honestly do want to talk about the Carimichael Show. I do.
Let's do the Carimichael Show because I remember I went to sleep on Army today.
I know.
That's fair. Let's do the Carimichael Show. The Carimichael Show. Let's do Carimichael Show.
So I don't know when this came out, but the Carimichael Show platform is on Hulu, created by Gerard Carmichael, Willie Hunter, and Ari Catcher. Our writers, Gerard Carmichael, Willie Hunter, Ari Catcher, and Nicholas Schroeder. Starring Gerard Carmichael, Amber Stevens West, Lil Rel Howie, Tiffany Haddish, Loretta Devine, and David Allen Greer. A black family with different opinions attack topics that are considered taboo, but they find a way to handle them. The topics of taboo range from porn addiction to taking a Plan B after sex. Why isn't this show talked about more?
Because what?
Like, I'm gonna say something crazy just because. I think this is better than Family Matters and like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think this is like one of the like, especially for this time period, this is like one of the best shows.
I would say this show definitely touches on the dark, almost dark humor.
Yeah.
That's the closest I can think is like a darker humor because like the things they touch on, and then
it ranges, bro. It's like
they talk, like you said, they talk about some crazy things, and then what they line it up with, what they align it with, and make you be like, what? Like, which is what comedians do. They take something that's super dark and then they don't necessarily make fun of that situation, but they take aspects of the said situation and they make those things funny.
Like everything that's around that stems from that
right
itself.
Like they somehow take that and turn it into something funny or turn it something to make you think. That's what comedians are good at, making you laugh, making you think. Like, oh shit, make you go, oh, that's true, you do be doing that. Like that kind of shit. So like so this show is they touch on they touch on
a lot of stuff.
Like even today we watched the episode.
Basically, should other races say the N-word?
And so and the way it came up was they went to go eat at a restaurant, whatever, for his mom's birthday. They went to eat this fancy restaurant because Carmichael's friends, family owns it. So his high school buddy. So he was texting his homie. And then they go all get to this restaurant. It was the mom, the dad, his brother, and his fiance, or maybe wife at the time. I think she's fiance at the time, right? They all get to the restaurant, whatever. And when Carmichael sees his boy, it's this white dude, like white or Italian dude or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" He's like, "No, what's up, good?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I got you, my nigga." This is what the white dude says to Gerard, and Gerard goes with it, like that's his boy. That's how they get down or whatever.
Right.
But the black family is like, what? Like,
you're like, nah.
What? You're gonna call you a nigga? I can't believe that. We gotta leave. We can't be here. Blah blah blah. So they get into this whole thing about like how for Gerard how he sees like, I don't see what's wrong with that. Like I don't have any problem with that. And they're all like, and they talk about this. And they get very valid. They give points on both sides. It's up to you if they're valid or not. But they give points on both sides because of like why I think it's okay versus why it's not okay, and it leaves you thinking like, damn, they're both like, what do I choose? What do I say?
Yeah.
And like, and in this episode they talk about other things like black, because the whole episode's all about black rules, like unwritten rules that black people just go by.
Like black people can't read.
Right, like black people don't read. That was the thing. Black people don't read.
Yeah.
And so like they got the mom a book. That's how it all started. It was her birthday and they got her a book, and she got other cool other gifts or whatever, and someone gave her a book and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" That's how she damn near responded.
It's a book of a person that she idolizes too.
Yeah, she's like, "What is this? Did I do something wrong to y'all? Why'd you give me a book?" and it stemmed from there. So it really just makes you be like, "Oh damn." And it's not long. The series isn't long.
No, it's 3 seasons. I think like I'm gonna say 12 episodes every season.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that many. Like no more than that. And it's good. They touch on the things they touch on. Gives you very good insight to topics, to hot topics, or to hot national topics, and especially topics amongst black people.
Yes.
It's a real good insight to that, and it's super funny. Like because you get a little bit of everything. You get the person who's just like who's easily swayed. You get the person who's completely like civil rights activist type of person. Like, no, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, whatever. Like you got that. You got the person who's just like nonchalant. Okay, I don't care. Like it's whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got that. You got the dum dum. Like what? Like
the black person. You have the black person that born and raised like in the suburbs.
Yup. The suburban born. You got the very badly misinformed. Like that you got everybody. And so it's so dope to see that. You even got like the kind of ghetto, like, hey, I'm down with all the hood shit. Like
Tiffany's
you got that. Yup. You got everything, man.
I love her in this.
Because she comes and goes. She comes and goes in spurts. And and she drops some little, or she'll help push along somebody's narrative, and she's out.
Yeah, it's true, huh?
That's her job, is to come in and push along some narrative to make it go further down the drain. Or whatever, and make you like, damn, really? See, I told you, Because you never know with her. Sometimes she is on the side of like...
That is true, yeah.
Soup, that's all she's there for. Because usually it's a bunch of people tagging up against one.
Yes. And
so the idea is she pushes the narrative. Someone's making a very valid point, she pushes something somewhere. And so that's the whole point for her, the swayer. The swayer.
Those are my favorite characters because they become unpredictable. Like you said, when she comes in, she can either add to the conversation, make everybody split, or she make it where it's like turns the whole table and gets someone else.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, like I'm all for that. And it's like, wait, that ain't what we was talking about. And now like they're the ones on the wrong side.
Yep.
Like she's great. Like yeah,
that's what her character does. So I think that's pretty dope. And I think they also do that too because you already have all of the comedians in the room and stuff like that. So it's a lot of comedians. It's like comedic. It's
so Lorel, Gerard. They're both comedians. Tiffany's a comedian too, huh?
Tiffany's a comedian. I think the dad was he was a comedy actor. I don't know if he was a stand-up comedian.
I want to say he was. David Allen Greer. I think he was.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was a comedian.
That was like a long time ago.
Yeah, he stopped doing it, but he was definitely into comedy and I don't know about the mom. That's all I don't know if she was coming.
I don't think so. I know she was like definitely like a Hall of Fame actress though. She
She's pretty good. It's funny, and that shit is. And it's taken from a lot of audience, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you get that. So you have that aspect to it too, where like sometimes people are like, sometimes people react to the joke, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Like the whole thing's like a comedy. Like some people react, some people don't. Sometimes they go, oh, like when they hear certain things, like they feel it going dark, but then he takes Gerard puts his twist on it, making you like, oh, like you hear the sigh of relief and shit, like what? Or they don't laugh, like they feel like they shouldn't be laughing at something, but you at home like that shit was funny.
I laugh at every single joke, even if it wasn't a joke. I was like, this is funny. I definitely know how I should feel.
Yep. They touch on so many truths. You be like, damn, and it leaves you wondering, like, damn, like.
You didn't see the episode? I don't think you did, at least. The episode where the mall shooter? I told you about it, but I don't think you've seen it.
I started to see it with you.
Okay.
I feel like we did watch that one because he was standing behind them two people. Didn't they? Yeah.
Because like, he came home and it was like, like they just shooting at the mall.
Yep, and so it'd be a dark topic like that. Something that dark. And it was something and throughout the show, you're thinking about things and you start laughing at shit. Like, how the fuck am I sitting here laughing about an episode that has to do with shootings? Like, how does that happen?
It's crazy, bro.
And you just have to watch it because it's the way his mind works. You just got to watch it to really fully grasp the concept. I think you'd have to watch it to fully grasp the concept of what I'm talking about. Because it doesn't directly make fun of like, oh, they're shooting people high. It's not like that.
Nowhere
it's
near
not
it.
what it's that at all. He'll take aspects of it, or he'll take it, compare it to something, and then be like, that's like doing X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd be like, I guess it is like that, huh? And then he'll give reasons to why it's like that.
Yep.
And you're like, it really is like that. I put it that way. That's what the show makes you do. It makes you go, if you put it that way. Like, it's real. I highly recommend the show. It's super funny.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Only reason I started watching is
you started watching it before, like a long time ago. You
Yeah.
started watching it, and you kind of stopped, and then I guess you started it back up again.
So reason why I started because I've been on a Gerard Carmichael binge. Like anything he's doing, I want to see what it's about because like the way he does things is really unorthodox. But Willie Hunter was a comedian, and I saw him. I was on a date, and I saw him at Roast Battle. This guy.
Date?
I saw him at a Roast Battle. It was him and his other dude, black dude. He always has like he's a black dude and he's bald and he's kind of buff, but he always goes on stage with like a mohawk. He glues a mohawk on his head.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why. You gotta ask him when we get him on here. That's like his style, his way. But Willie Hunter is like a skinny dude. And he's skinny, lanky, but like he's funny too. And I remember him saying like, yeah, like I did work on the Gerard Carmichael Show. And I was like, oh, here's a show. I put that on my radar. And I finally got around to it. I threw it on and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of funny. This is actually like, this is our type of humor type funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can find something funny about anything type shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me keep this on and see how it goes. And I was like,
yeah, it's definitely worth the watch.
My mission like now is to make sure everybody watches this.
And it's funny because it doesn't take place in many different settings.
Mm-mm.
It's usually at his place, or usually his mom's in them place, his parents' place, sometimes his place, and then maybe like wherever the scenario was happening at. Like the mall, the mall instance, or when it was at the army joint, the army recruiting thing.
That was a good episode too.
Yeah, they talk about definitely get it to watch. I guarantee you, whether you're black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever it is, if you watch the show, you're going to learn something. Maybe something you like, something you don't like, but you're going to learn something watching the show. You're going to have a different perspective for sure. You're like, I agree. Yeah, something's going to change, but I never thought about that part.
And you know it was on NBC, so you know it's must-see TV.
Episode 170 of Cleaning Dishes, when I thank you guys for tuning in with us. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's your 170th time, welcome back. As you know, I'm Mr. Fantastic, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Fantastic. You can find this guy.
TS